Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. I'm not sure, but it's not effective on his part because he pisses people off. So
what
Because he even went into Tim told him we need to do sessions about how you do this and that, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I own your show. I'm Jacob Sabat. I'm just some random person on the internet, and I'm just going to tell you how to run your show.
Pretty much.
So he was basically just trolling. He just got.
Tim said he had
offended.
big balls.
You got big balls coming on here. You got big balls coming on here.
And he says it in that preacher voice too. That probably too chicken to face up against. I guess I don't know. Jacob, you gotta, you like gotta break it down to a point where you're not looking like I don't know. He just gets too up close and personal. I guess I'm not sure. But yeah, he knows how to get through the skin. I think that he could face up against the person with the thickest skin, and he'll find a way. I love the guy, but I don't know. He challenges me, and I'm always glad to be challenged. It's always good to be challenged, but he just does it in such a strange way,
Yeah, he rubs people the wrong way because he's just so he just wants to talk all the time, and he wants to be the only person that talks.
Yeah, that's another problem. But again, I still like being challenged. So, he gets a pass in my book. But don't be going on Tim Black's show, tell him what to do.
That's exactly what he did.
Hey Ryan, did you hear me on the night? I called in.
Nah, I can only take Tim Black for so long, and he just happened to call in, and it's like Jacob, and I heard his voice, and I'm like, is that the Jacob?
Yeah.
And then as soon as he started telling Tim Black what to do, and I'm like, yep, that's him. What did you talk about, Shell?
Do you know how?
Huh?
What
did you talk about?
What was the time frame?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he said it was the first or second call.
Okay.
One of those two, I guess.
Yeah.
I called in and talked about how a lot of the American people have lost their minds since Trump got elected, and they lost their critical thinking. And what else did I say? I said,
hello.
I said,
hey, Eric.
Is this Eric?
Yep.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Cheryl. How's it going?
Eric, did you see what Jacob did on Tim Black, or?
No, because with me and my sleep schedule, since I've been busy with my gaming project, I'm nearly done, thank goodness.
Well, Jacob Sabat pulled a Jacob Sabat on Tim Black show. Jacob Sabat pulled a Jacob Sabat on Tim Black's show, telling him what to do with his show.
Oh shit!
And then Tim Black got mad.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I was like, you know what? It's Tim Black's show. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. That's his show.
Right.
I wouldn't tell anyone what the fuck to do with their show because it's none of my business but theirs. With me, I'm whatever Tim says, I haven't seen it or heard it, but telling Tim Black what to do, you just can't do that to someone else's show.
It was funny, Eric.
It was very funny.
I don't think with Tim's preacher voice that's for me. I don't know. I don't think I could handle trolling Tim Black. I mean, I control some ballsy people. I don't know if I could piss off Tim Black. No. And besides,
he was telling them to interview. He was telling them to interview more candidates. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He interviewed plenty of candidates.
He interviews.
He may interview Bill Benny.
He interviews candidates all the time. Like
It shows he don't watch his show. It shows it.
And then Jacob just going on.
You guys you ready to hear it?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, one thing I did hear Cheryl's phone call because I was like waking up out of my nap
coma.
So I heard Cheryl's and it was awesome.
Thank you, Eric.
I didn't hear Cheryl's, but we could listen to that next if you know when that was. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna mute everybody just so you guys know, and then I'll just mute everybody. That makes it easier. And I'll unmute everybody once it's done.
Okay, then we'll use the chat.
All right. Wait. There we go.
Anyway, next call, man. Thank you for holding on. 562. You're live on Talk to Me Tuesday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, Tim Black.
What up?
Can you hear me?
I hear you, brother.
Yeah. Hey, it's Steve Wolfbrand, man. I've been a big fan.
Hey, man, thank you, brother.
Been a big fan. Yeah, for a number of years. Yeah, man, I can't believe I got through.
Hold up, you said Steve?
Wow.
Hold up, you said Steve?
Yeah, Steve Wolfbrand.
Steve, hold on, Steve. Give it up for Steve, guys. Hold on, Steve. Nah, man. Steve has been following this show for a number of years, guys. So when you've been following the show as long as Steve, you got to get at least 2 claps when you call up. I know it feels weird and awkward. You don't know what to say, but I love you, Steve, and thank you for all your support, bro. So what's
I love you, man.
What's on your mind tonight, bro?
No, that's not it, man.
That's the wrong guy.
Steve?
Who the fuck is Steve?
He will actually say his name is Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob from New York.
Yep.
And then I'm going to shit all over your show.
I mean, just to do that on a college show, it's like, I would never do something like that. That would just be disrespectful.
I mean, he was really trying to tell Tim how to run his show. And I know how Tim is.
My reaction was like, this is not going to go down well.
Like, I'm probably going to end up laughing my ass off, like, rooting for Tim Black.
He called Jamal earlier, and Jamal likes to debate with people. And he was debating with him, then the system cut down, and then he said, call back, Jacob, call back. And they're like, why are you telling him to call back? Because everybody was telling Jamal to hang up on him. Did you guys hear Lisa Page turned on Stork and told them that China got Hillary's emails for real?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Eben, I don't think your prediction of Hillary running in 2020 is going to happen. I just don't. I think we got Trump and another 4 years, and Hillary, she might get indicted.
She's being investigated. She's being investigated still. They're not talking about an MSM. And what the fuck was Obama in Africa yesterday giving a damn speech? That's a disgrace to Mandela.
No, Obama, he doesn't give speech. He gives lectures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
What isn't Obama a disgrace to? Zing. Obama, it was a great disappointment. He fooled me. He fooled the entire world.
Didn't fool me.
Yeah, I drunk the Kool-Aid and I had to hold my nose to vote for him the second damn time because my husband kept telling me, because I was like, I'm not voting for him. Well, he was running for re-election. So I just do it. This is last year. He got nothing to lose.
Well, it was like, this unknown Obama, back in the day, Ryan, and versus John McCain, or who was the first election? Yeah, I mean, it's easy for you. You're in England.
I'm in Australia, you idiot.
I know you're in Australia.
Come on, Ebon. Ebon, we need it. Quick.
And,
but thanks for calling me an idiot.
Idiot.
Big Michael Moore looking motherfucker.
Use your own material, man.
Yeah, I know that was lame.
Who was calling?
And my thing is, he wasn't really the true black president because he was mixed with the what I forgot that country he came from. His father came from, and a white woman.
Kenya.
He was not a true African American, and I'm getting sick of them telling me immigrants that come from Africa are us. Immigrants can't stand us. I got Africans living across the street from me. I can't stand them, and they don't like me. They think they're better than us.
I'm white. I'm better than everybody. Fact.
Oh, shit. You think you have white privilege.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I have. I know I have.
Oh, yeah, you know you have.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not good. You got, Admiral Brian, I know you think about other races and what's wrong with it. Yeah, I know you are.
Eben, you're muted, buddy.
My white privilege.
All right, I got both Jacob's and Shirley's. So,
I used my white privilege to tell Eben that he was muted.
You and your white privilege.
My white privilege. I mean, it's like the term white privilege. It's like I'm as a white person, I'm like I'm not privileged. I mean, like no. I mean, it's like the whole.
No,
thing.
you're not. No, you're not, Eric. But you have the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
I'm so white privilege. I'm going to say that Ryan is from Canada now.
All right. Yeah. So I'm going to meet you guys. I'm going to play back the first one. Then we'll play back Shirley. And I'll unmute. Then we'll go with Shirley. All right.
All right.
Just a question. 347, you're live. Talk to me Tuesday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello?
You're live.
Hello? Yeah, this is Jacob, New York City.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Audio good?
Yeah, go ahead. What's your comment, Jacob?
Okay. So I want to say that I was warning people back in 2008 about Obama because all you had to do was look at his record as a senator, even though it was brief, and see that he was not for the people. I voted in 2008 for Cynthia McKinney and Rosa Clemente. Those were the people that we should have voted for. But anyway, so I'm glad to see that, well, how many years now? 9, 10 years? Eventually people are waking up, especially the black community. I was talking to the black community and I was saying, look, I was warning them, this is not your guy. And no one would listen to me. After 4 years, they wouldn't listen to me, even after 8 years. As you can see today, as you said, there are people today that still defend him. So I agree. He's a warmonger. He's a war criminal, just like all the other presidents. And I want to say also Alexandria, we have to be careful with her. We have to vet her. She hasn't signed the pledge yet in terms of her foreign policy. So she may not be a progressive. She may be like kind of another Bernie-crat who is somewhat good on the domestic issues, but not great at all on the foreign policy issues. So we have to look out for the people that are good both domestically and in the foreign policy area. Now, I wanted to say, Tim, I want you to use your platform to get more involved in the campaigns. Start interviewing candidates. Start helping people to learn how to register to vote, how to, recruit people. Maybe create sessions where you're talking to somebody, like you can have me on or somebody else, where somebody's pretending to know nothing about politics, and your job is to get them to, get them excited about it and get them involved. So how do you do that? What's the exact process to do that? You can teach people by using your platform how to do that.
Hey, Jacob, I don't know you, man, but I'm going to tell you this. You know what I think, Jacob? I think you have the biggest balls on the planet. I think you have the world's biggest testicles. One thing I hate more than anything else, Jacob, and I mean this sincerely, brother, is anyone who tries to tell me how to use my platform. Now, Jacob, you are free.
You
are free. No. I hate that more than any. I detest it. I hate that with a passion. Oh, I hate it. I hate anyone telling me what I should do. No, Jacob, what you should do. You should build something. You should work for 5 years building something. Build it up. Build it up. Make it huge. Make it 100,000 strong. Get verified on Facebook and Twitter, YouTube. And then what you should do is then you should have somebody call up who you don't know and then react to them telling you what to do with what you build. I hate that, man. I hate that. I'm not even going to justify all of the many candidates that I have brought on this channel. I won't even start to even mention all of the dark horse candidates that I have brought on this channel. To have this, I won't even start naming them because I would feel bad if I left people out. But I won't even begin to list the list of candidates from Greens to Independents to progressives that I've had on this channel. To have somebody call up and tell me what I need to do on my platform. Folks, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things I can just like take and be okay with and be like, hey, it's just somebody's opinion. Like, people have opinions. Like, and just listen to him how he talks. He say, yeah, I told black people. Motherfucker, you not black. You're not black. I don't go and say, I told Latino people. Them Latino people should have listened to me. I told them Latino people. Who the hell are you? You know, there are people who are, there are tone deaf people. Then there are people who are like you, Jacob. Who the hell are you? I want, and for the record, a lot less people voted for Obama in 2012. A lot less people. See, I actually know the facts, the data, the figures. If the same amount of people who voted for McCain voted for Romney, there never would have been a second term for Obama. That's just facts. That's just facts. He didn't lose the percentage of black vote, but he lost the numbers of black voters. So anyway, I'm going to go to the next call, man. I want to thank everybody else for holding on. I'm sorry you had to sit through that issue, that, but I have to nip that in the bud. People do not, I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know what you do for your living, how you live indoors, how you make it.
That was
gold. That was gold. Good on you, Jacob.
Oh,
Jacob nearly broke Tim Black's internet.
Jacob Sabat going on Tim Black.
But Tim handled himself pretty well, though, too.
You know, maybe I should call him on Tim Black's show, tell him what he needs to do with his show, but use one of those voice synthesizers.
Oh, God, no.
Eben, listen, I talked to all the Asian people.
And you know, they were all in agreement, those Asian people, that you should go on Tim Black and suggest
Ryan, I talked to Australian people. I've met everybody in Australia.
I told all Americans not to vote for Trump. Sorry, Dave.
Every single American.
You don't tell me what to do.
Oh, no.
Listen, Tim's a personality. That's, you know, I don't, whatever. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, man. I said something like months ago. I think it was the Daniel Shaver case, and I said that, you know, there was video evidence to show the cop's side, and he's like, I disagree, and this is my platform, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know it's your platform, but this is like free thought day or whatever the hell. So, you know, it's Freedom Friday or whatever.
You know, Dave, I talk to all the black people. I've talked to every single black person who's ever existed and ever will exist.
I've talked to all the cats in my room.
Jacob either needs less drugs or more drugs. I'm just saying.
All right, have we got to listen to Shells?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so same thing. I'm gonna meet you guys, and then I'll play back the video, and I'll unmute everybody afterwards.
All right. 215. You're live on Tuesday. Talk.
90 seconds.
What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim.
Hey.
This is Charlotte from Philadelphia.
Hey, good to have you here. What's on your mind today, Charlotte?
All I can say is people, since Trump got elected, a lot of people have lost their ever-loving minds and their critical thinking. And this Russia investigation is crazy.
60 seconds.
Lisa Page turned on Storks and said that China got Hillary's emails.
Oh, Lisa Page said what?
China got Hillary Clinton's email. And my thing is, when China, I think it was Obama was still in office, but China had hacked the government system and got all the employees, former employees, current employees, and veterans' information, and you didn't hear us think about it. You just heard that one time that happened. They just carrying on with this Russia for no reason, because this woman lost the election.
10 seconds.
I am sick of it. Me and my husband be going at it. He always called me, "You're a Trump supporter." I said, "I don't support him. I hate. I had to defend him." You know. And about Bill Benny, I just saw an interview with him. He said they had five. Well, they started that program, but not for what they're using it for now. But they had fiber optic cables going underground in South Africa. And when they went to do it to see if you could have hacked that way, it didn't even get to Russia. So that Russia hacking, that's a smoke screen. The cover up for Hillary Clinton and Obama with that Uranium One deal. Period. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I just want my husband to calm down. I told him Trump gets him triggered. And he always say, well, what about Obama? I said, he said, how you hit Obama now? I said, I drunk the Kool-Aid, and I'm done with it. And for him speaking out today as a shadow president in Africa, that was a bunch of BS. Bunch of BS. He didn't even mention the people in Cape Town, South Africa, is running out of water. They are running out of water. They might be out now. I don't know, because it was a couple of months ago I saw it on RT. So I just leave it on that note. I'm just sorry I held my nose to vote for Obama the second time. Because my husband's like, oh, this is last term, so he's not going to hold back. And I'm like, big disappointment. Big disappointment.
Well, look, I appreciate you so much.
I'll leave it on that. I'll leave it on that note.
All right, now look, you hang in there, and you know, and I have sort of like the same situation, but finally, my wife started warming up to reality. Like she started listening. Like I was hitting Obama too hard for her. She was like, "Oh God," you know, I talk this stuff all the time. So I had to start sprinkling a little bit, just a little bit. And slowly but surely she starts saying, hey, he could have did a little bit more. Why did he do this? And why did he do that? And like when she found out about the deportations, she's like, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, why you think you didn't know it? It's like, so then she started understanding how the media kept things that Obama was doing that were harmful or that would give bad publicity, how they kept it out.
Well done, Shirley.
Well, actually, I just want to say this, Shirley. I've talked to only South Africans. You know, I've talked to all you know.
You're gonna use that forever, aren't you?
This is a meme. It's a Jacob meme.
I'm telling you, Shirley, you need your own show because you know a lot.
Yep.
You know a
well,
lot.
I learned a lot of stuff, but I learned in South Africa. He's in Africa making a speech. He's kind of like dissing Mandela. What? And no, he didn't diss Mandela literally, but he didn't even mention about Cape Town, South Africa. They were running out of water. They were rationing off water. And I haven't heard many celebrities having fundraisers and stuff for those people. They may have ran out of water by now. That was several months ago. I saw that on RT.
Well, again, Shirley,
we don't have reporters here no more to investigate things like that. They scared they'll get locked the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm for 1 second, I'm gonna screen share something.
Nope, you can't. Sorry, lockdown.
Okay.
He's going to explain who.
Green shell.
It's the number of Nestle offices in South Africa.
Nestle?
Yeah, Nestle.
Oh, God, that's why they running out of water.
Before, I don't know, I just want
to... Nestle has, yeah. And I happen to know a couple of native South Africans. I game with them, and it's not completely dire, but Nestle's taken over. So
that is
no fucking figure.
Wow, that's disgusting. But anyway, I need to ask because sometimes I have stuff in my throat, so I mute myself. But like every time I mute myself, I stay muted. I can't unmute myself because I like to mute myself so I can like cough and then unmute if I need to say anything.
We have a lot in common.
Sorry, do you say something? New. I think you're muted.
I like to mute you too. We have a lot in common.
Nestle said they were going to take over the water a long time ago. I mean,
Nestle and Coca-Cola. There is an aquifer. I'll have to look at it, but there is a very large aquifer that they are looking to basically own, which it has a huge water supply. It's Nestle and Coca-Cola. They're trying to team up. I just found out that out today. So, I mean, you talk about antitrust. You have companies who are taking over something that is of life need, water. So
they eventually going to have this country fighting over water, the way I look at it.
Well, how bad has that been in California for a long time?
Yeah, they've been protesting against Nestle for a long time.
Well, I know there was a lot of fights, water collection, guys, collecting water and getting arrested for it. Sprinklers, you can't turn on the sprinklers for a certain amount of time, blah, blah, blah. So it's getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, of course. The big drought that they had, you couldn't fill your swimming pool. You couldn't.
Right.
I don't know, guys. I've talked to.
Oh, you know that movie, The Purge? That's what the U.S. want us to be like.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I've spoken to a lot of people in Flint, Michigan, and there doesn't seem to be much of a problem there.
You did it before I did, and that's mean.
Don't worry. Elon Musk will come in and save the day.
I've spoken to everybody in the world, and I know everybody's problems in the world. And I've just spoken to everybody. Everybody knows me.
Right.
He's gonna stab you in the face next time you see you online.
Can I show you guys something, just so you guys know?
Oh, if you have to.
It has to do with pizza and Nestle. All right, so if you guys didn't know, Nestle owns DiGiorno. Now, if you look for the best frozen pizzas out there and the websites that'll tell you about which ones are the best, especially when you look at mainstream media, look at BuzzFeed, DiGiorno's #1.
DiGiorno is GMO.
Yeah.
Get an organic pizza.
You look at DiGiorno on Thrillist.com, DiGiorno's #2. And you look at...
I'd rather go to a local, Ranker,
DiGiorno's #2. DiGiorno's...
Yeah, I'm going to see Luigi.
Yep. DiGiorno's the top when you look at frozen pizza companies or frozen pizza taste tests. They always put DiGiorno at the top, and it's by Nestle. But when you look at... Go ahead, Shirley.
How about Freshetta?
Freshetta?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Freshetta.
I don't know.
F-R-E?
No, F-R-E-S-C-H-E-T-T-A.
Yeah.
It's in the green box.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever happened to Consumer Reports? I mean, I haven't heard anything from those guys. Did they go out of business?
Hey, Independent, do they still produce a book now?
No, I don't know. I don't. You know what?
I haven't seen one.
Yeah, I haven't seen Consumer Reports in forever.
In BuzzFeed, Frechetta's #2. In Thrillist, Frechetta's #4. And on the Ranker, Frechetta's #5.
I'm just...
I smell a conspiracy.
Well, it's time to get Jesse Ventura on that case.
Yep.
He can pick the best pizza, and that'll be the hardball question we ask him for his presidential run. What is your frozen pizza, Jesse Ventura?
If he says DiGiorno, he's a sellout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he's just gonna go he's just gonna go investigate the pizza stuff. He's gonna be like, and I don't know. I can't do his voice. I'm
Look at you try.
I'm sorry I even tried. Do you know Tim actually tried? Can I show how Tim actually tried?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can show you this shit.
Can I say if Jesse Ventura backs the Nestle one, it's a new Pizzagate?
A new Pizzagate.
Only those with a mind of conspiracy like Ebon would understand that.
Oh. End of Fed, yes, Screaming Sicilian Pizza is the best. I agree with End of Fed. For the first time ever, I agree with End of Fed.
Okay, I've seen that in the supermarket. I'm gonna have to try it. Now you guys fucking got me.
Yeah, it really is good. I mean, I'll show you. I have it in my frozen thing now.
Okay. I just gotta figure out the time. I think I can do that real quick.
I usually get Amy's organic pizza just because it's organic. It's, you know, it's not like a great pizza or anything, but you know, at least it's organic.
I have a real pizza place here in Philly. I need to put them on the news because it looks like a dive, but they are real Italians. They've been around since I was a kid going there, and their pizza is good. They only sell sausage and cheese, and I mean, them slices are huge. Huge. When my brother come here from Texas, he took a box back to Texas because they're the only one. The sons don't want to take the business over if the father dies.
Well,
and that's sad.
Is the sausage like that flat sausage, or is it the crumbly stuff?
It's the crumbly sausage.
Really?
And it's the same cheese. And I'm like, they never change. And I'm like, man, you guys been here for like over 30 years. I was coming here when I was a kid. I said, I know. They say, I know.
Okay, I'm gonna try to see if you guys can see what he's doing here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And that's something that Jesse Ventura. Give it up for Jesse Ventura. Give it up for Jesse Ventura, because I saw a clip where Jimmy Dore interviewed Jesse Ventura. He said some things that really like touched me, like hit me, like, okay, Jesse gets it. He more than gets it. He's a ball. He's jumping out the gym getting it. You feel me? Like he's totally important, because he said, if you are a Republican, if you are a Democrat, you can't be trusted. Like you are part of a gang.
Actually, I think I cropped it out. When I think about it, I think I actually cropped out his impersonation.
I was so looking forward to this. I'm very upset.
Like, he was doing a Jesse Jackson, right? And I think I cropped it out because I just think it made the video too long. And,
you really need to lift your game, you know.
I don't know. It's just like, I just didn't want, I don't know. I thought it was unnecessary, so I cropped it out at the time.
And now you're like looking for it.
Yeah, that's just egg on my face now.
Amateur's mistake, dude. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. The Hard News Network, Hard Bastard, released a new batch of T-shirts, and one of them was David Pakman.
I hate David Pakman so much.
Oh my god, then you'll just enjoy the shirt that... You know what, let me pull it up, because... Oh, the first time I saw this, I actually laughed for 30 minutes. It was just that funny.
So it makes him look like a fool, right?
What?
It makes him look like a fool, right? It doesn't make him look a fool.
David Pakman, yes, like...
He is... I don't know. For me, Pakman, he's like...
He's an ivory tower lecturing propagandist. That's what I call him, because you know he has that way of like he just wants to sit there and just fucking lecture. It was like, okay, that's gonna be part of his show. I'm just not gonna fucking listen to him. I would rather listen to someone that actually criticizes him, but you know, in a funny manner, like Hard Bastard.
He's just not a real person, you know. It's, I don't know. I struggle with who I hate the most in that area. Ben Shapiro, David Pakman, or Dave Rubin. They all trigger something in me.
Hard Bastard is the bomb.
He's great.
Yeah.
Love it. Let me pull up the shirt. Oh my god, the shirt. I want to get one. Like I gotta see how much money I have. I gotta see how much money I have before I start spending on something. Because today I went and got my mom picked up a game for me today, but I provided the money for it.
Especially when he talk about Shank. Oh, I love it.
Wait, who's talking about Shank? I love it when people talk about Shank.
Hard bastard.
Hard bastard.
I'm gonna look that person up. But
oh, he's great.
Did you see that interview that Shank did with Constance Gale Newton?
No.
Okay, so he legit makes an argument, and then he says he would never make that argument against anybody. He is... Oh, no. Ebon, can I know I already showed you. I already wasted your time with one video. But can I show you this?
Oh, my God. I see you.
Who is this constant person?
You will see if Ebon gives me permission.
Just do it, dude. You don't need permission.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show the shirt afterwards. After what William is about to show.
I remember HB talking about it.
Oh my god! I laughed for 30 minutes when I see this. I was like, oh my god! This I have to get it, and I have to wear it.
Okay.
Especially while I'm doing live streams.
Okay. Here's Shank. Here's Shank, the fat.
Oh, fatty Jank.
Oh my goodness.
I like to fat shame him because it sounds funnier.
I don't know. It's like I don't usually do that shit, but I mean Shank deserves.
But like when it comes to when it comes to like propagandists like that just want to lie, I just want to just say that shit so I could just trigger them.
So like
oh you triggered.
This is supposed to start out like he promotes this as if he's like doing an interview, but then it's like the title of the shit says Ohio's Green Party candidate debate Shank. They make it into a fucking debate, So I'm sorry I cussed, but
okay.
Let me show you this.
It's just profanity.
Yeah.
Now joining us is Constance Gale Newton. She is a candidate for governor in Ohio. I really appreciate her and her background and her experience and her policy positions, but I'm not sure that I'm fully supportive. How's that for an intro? So, Constance, let's talk it through, okay? First of all, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that the Green Party does not get a lot of outlets, and I think that it's really important that the audience hears from everybody and knows what their choices are. So,
thank you.
Yeah, first let's talk about your policy positions and why you're running. So you are running on the Green Party ticket, not the Democratic ticket. So talk to us about why you think you'd make a better governor for Ohio.
Do you hear how he said that? You are running on the Green Party ticket, not on the Democrat. He already said to choose the Green Party ticket, right? And that's just the Kratzenberg money coming out of his mouth, right? Okay, keep going.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Constance Gale Newton. I'm running as a Green for governor of Ohio. And as a Green Party candidate, we do not accept corporate donations. We really are just trying to represent the people of Ohio, the people in our state. And so we're running, as a Green, I get to run a campaign based on my principles and my truly held beliefs because I'm not beholden to those corporate interests. So we're running to promote universal health care for workers' rights and the fight for 15. And so many other things. We would like an immediate moratorium on fracking with a super fund for workers to transition to green energy and to promote locally owned green energy co-ops and other locally owned businesses in Ohio. To end school segregation in Ohio, which still exists because schools are funded based on property taxes. So we'd like to do away with that system. And for a lot of criminal law reforms, such as decriminalization and ending the private prison industry in Ohio that's exploiting Ohioans.
So, Constance, that all sounds great, and I'm totally in favor of that. I love that you're running without corporate PAC money, and that means you'll be accountable to the people. So where's my issue? Well,
so where's my issue?
This is definitely not true in all races, and I think the mainstream media generally does a terrible job of covering the Green Party, and all they'll ever ask is this question. But in this race, I actually think it is a relevant question. You've got Richard Cordray, who was a former...
Okay, you listen. So he said, you guys always get this question, but then I think it's a relevant question. So that in general means he's making an argument, right? He's about to make an argument, right? Yeah, okay. Let's keep going.
Head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, who's running as a Democrat. That's a pretty solid progressive in a state that really could go either way, and the Democrat could easily lose that race. So why run against Cordray?
Well, there are a couple reasons. First of all, I'm the only candidate who is pushing this agenda that is really the people's agenda. It's an activist-informed campaign. So we're listening to people who are working on these issues like SPAN, the Single Payer Action Network. And also, I would just say that because of the corporate interests that both of the candidates have, they are compromised and they're not able to really fully represent the people in the best way possible. So, for instance, an article just came out in the Cincinnati Enquirer that talked about how Mike DeWine, as Attorney General, has given contracts to a lot of his donors, and that Richard Cordray, who was actually his predecessor in that position, also has offered a lot of contracts to people who've donated to their campaign funds. These are people who are collecting debts from the people of Ohio. So I think that it's absolutely relevant, and that as a Green Party candidate, I'm able to provide the people another choice in our broken democracy and our broken two-party system that really hasn't represented the people's interests very well. The Republicans and Democrats have not represented women well. They haven't represented people of color. They haven't represented the peace movement well. And so that is something that I provide as an alternative so that the voters can have a voice and a choice in our democracy.
So she defended herself, right, from Shank's implication that Cordray is just this wonderful person, and then she talks about Cordray and his involvement with Okay, watch what Shank's about to do.
So is Cordray still taking corporate PAC money?
Yes, I believe so. I don't believe that's changed.
Okay. So on the other hand, let me just ask it as a question. Would you concede that he did a great job at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in holding banks accountable?
I can't really speak to that. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So just last thing, that's a logical chain of questioning here, and I'm sure you're used to it. And again, I'm sorry. I'm sure that this is all that anybody ever asks you. But in this race, it is relevant.
It is relevant, right? That's an argument.
He's irrelevant.
Are you worried that taking away votes from Cordray would lead to Mike DeWine,
He made the argument because he said it was relevant.
Clearly worse?
It's not a question. It's an argument he's making.
He's so you know what? Let me just say this. He's so triggered that he doesn't want a Republican to win. That's like, you know, that's why he's making that fucking lousy argument. It's just some fucking pathetic wedge issue. He's like, oh, I'm against Republicans. Oh, they shouldn't get in.
But Eric, it's an argument, right? He's making an argument, right?
Argument.
But listen, that's an argument he's making. Listen.
Being elected governor of Ohio.
I understand the concern there, but what I would say is that there are so many unaffiliated voters in Ohio. Only about 30% of people actually vote in a good year. So I think that if the Democrats cannot get the votes that they need, then they need to change something. And we're really reaching out to unaffiliated voters and people across the political spectrum and bringing these new ideas, these alternatives. What we see right now is so much polarization in the political debate. So you see the gun debate, the abortion debate, all these, and there's so much polarization between the left and the right. And I believe that we're really able to bring an alternative voice and be, think freely about those issues and really try to represent all Ohioans. So that is my goal. I'm certainly not trying to steal votes from the Democrats. And I think that it's really their responsibility to court those voters themselves. I do provide an alternative, and we're really trying to represent all Ohioans in this race.
Yeah, look, I would never frame it that way. Everybody's got to earn the votes. Nobody's stealing anybody else's votes. It's just a question of, picking your battles, but this is your battle. So you get to make that call. Let's talk about some of your past experience.
He just phrased it that way, right? He just did that. And he said I would never do it.
Oh,
but
bullshit.
He just did it previously. Wait.
You did advocacy on behalf of prisoners facing supermax solitary confinement. And that's an issue I care deeply about. I think what we do in solitary confinement is literally a crime against humanity. So can you tell us about what you learned from that experience?
Yes, there are so many criminal issues and prison issues that I've become aware of over my years of activism. So solitary confinement in particular is a really cruel and unusual punishment. It's very isolating to the individual. Sometimes it is used if someone is just a troublemaker within the prison system or has certain political views, but it's a very cruel means of punishment. In addition to that, I would just say that I do oppose the death penalty, and as governor, I would not sign off on death warrants. And I believe that one of the biggest problems in our society right now, and I am a defense attorney, so I'm a bit biased, is just the over-criminalization of so many things in our society. There's the drug war, which has really that's been politically motivated, and the incarceration complex, the prison industrial complex that's for profit that we have in Ohio.
Mm-hmm. And if you're elected governor, would you institute single payer in Ohio?
For health coverage, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then finally, Constance, talk to me about your pathway to victory. So what's the battle plan to get enough votes so that it's not just a moral victory, but an actual victory where you can get actually more votes than the Democratic or Republican candidates?
Thank you. Yes. Well, as a third-party candidate and a candidate with multiple candidates running, we could win with as little as 34% of the vote. So we just want to remind people, yes, I'm aware that I'm an underdog, but this is also a pioneer's path forward in politics. And we're really just trying to represent all Ohioans. I have a great team of people supporting me, Greens and new Greens from across the state. And we have a lot of true believers, a lot of young people who are willing to put themselves out there and make sacrifices so that we can make some headway in politics. And create a pathway to victory for me and for other candidates in the future that are Greens, that are independents, that are really trying to offer people more choices in our political system. I mean, what I see really is that the party establishment and the Democrat and Republican parties are choosing the candidates through gerrymandering, with backroom deals, deciding who's going to run an unopposed race for judge. Sometimes, all these things that happen that really undercut our democracy and don't allow the people to actually decide who's the best candidate. So,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
So we're out of time, but I thought for a second there you said bathroom deals instead of backroom deals, but that would probably be.
He needs to use the bathroom. That's why.
No.
Right. The website is Constance for Ohio.
Yeah. But anyway, like legit, he like said, "Oh, I would never make that argument. I would never say that." But
oh, now I'm gonna show off the David Pakman shirt.
Okay, I'm ready.
I mean, this shit is funny. Like, I really want it, and I am going to wear it during a live stream, so beware.
I was Shirley's on the phone. Can she see this?
On YouTube, yes.
Shirley, are you on YouTube?
I'll leave it out.
Huh?
Shirley, are you on YouTube? Can you see it on YouTube?
Yeah, I can see it.
Zoom in on it, please.
Let me see if I can zoom in.
Is that HB new shirt?
Yes, it's the David Pakman shirt.
Miss Pac-Man. Oh, that's what? They got there's worms coming out of him.
That ain't worms.
What is it? They're dicks. They're dicks.
Yes.
They're dicks.
David Pakman is an asshole.
He is an asshole. He lectures. He lectures from an ivory tower of propaganda. That's how I perceive him. Like he has no fucking credibility whatsoever. Like all he does, like anyone that disagrees with him, he just sits there and fucking lectures his propaganda and think that he's fucking better than everybody than actually taking honest criticism. He doesn't want to fucking listen. He has so many fucking subscribers. Anyone that disagrees, and plus, he went on fucking Fox News and Hard Bastard covered it earlier today, and I recommend people actually checking it out. Like, oh my god, he's on fucking Fox News, and yet he wants to continue with his fucking bullshit, pathetic argument. You know what? He calls a Hard Bastard calls him propaganda Pac-Man. He's absolutely fucking right. But you know what? Honestly, here's another thing. David Pakman, he's like a fucking pathetic whip. I was like, like why the fuck?
Can I show you? I want to show you this now. So he was talking about Jill, and the way he did that shit, the way he did that, like he just like it reminds me of that fucking girl like I knew in high school. That though maybe that's why that shirt inspired that. Because he reminds you of a girl who gossips about shit.
Soy and estrogen. He might as well call his his YouTube channel the Estrogen Channel.
Well, it's like I'm not trying to diss on you.
And soy.
Shirley. I'm not trying to make you feel that. I'm just talking about. Come on, there's men who like think that they're so macho too. I'm just talking.
I like to say, make fun of like David Pakman. It's like I just like to come up with crazy shit.
You know, like I don't believe. I'm not the type of person who uses the word cuck, but I feel that
I am.
I feel like that word is designed for what I'm about to show you right now.
Cockman.
Like, I'm about to show you this shit, like, right now.
Ivory Tower.
Okay, Mormon.org has an ad.
I just might as well. I want to get like a soapbox and call it Ivory Tower, but you know, written out in cursive, and give it to like David Packman. I'm like, you're an Ivory Tower lecturer. I mean, stand on your fucking soapbox and do so.
Anyway, Eric, listen. You know, Mormon.org has an ad they need to show us for whatever reason.
How would I describe Lizzie? Lizzie is one of a kind. You don't run across someone like Lizzie.
You see, it's already boring.
Square.
Like David
so that would be quite brazen.
Okay, let me show you the way his mouth moves. You know.
Can I before you start? I'm going. See you later.
All right.
Okay.
Good night,
bye.
Ryan. Take care. We love
Sharp.
you.
See you, Sharp.
See you, Ryan.
Philadelphia Queen.
Jill Stein. As most of you know, I've been saying that Jill Stein's campaign stunk from the get-go. And every time I say it, people get mad, people cancel memberships, people send me angry messages. But you know that I don't sugarcoat my views on the show.
LOL. Okay, look at his face. I'm putting my mouth. My mouth. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being immature.
I'm going to say something that will anger people. I'm okay with that, as long as it's what I actually believe. And that has been sort of the guiding principle on the show. The latest with Jill Stein is that there seems to be something really weird going on with those millions of dollars that Jill Stein raised to pay for a recount of the 2016 presidential election in some key swing states. And from the beginning, I was asking, number one, from a legal standpoint, can Jill Stein demand or trigger a recount for elections that she definitely didn't win? In other words, does she have standing to request or demand or force a recount in a state where either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton won? I don't know what the answer was to that, but it ended up being merely academic because it never moved forward. And from day one, it stunk to high heaven that Jill Stein, after appearing at an event in Russia,
it stunk like high heaven,
with Michael Flynn and Vladimir Putin.
He showed up.
He has to smell his own shit with like, you know, with his like, you know, taking soy and estrogen. I wonder how bad his shit would stink.
Like, I just wonder, like, you know, he's just like he's talking about like it just stunk that he had a dinner with like Vladimir Putin. It just stunk like so bad. Stunk to high heaven. Stunk to high heaven.
Yeah, I've been farting up a storm because like yesterday I had onion rings and chili and hot dogs.
No, you just had dinner with Vladimir Putin. That's why. Okay. Okay. No, I don't want anything screenshotted. I just want to fucking find that shit. Okay. You know, they want to be like, oh, Hillary, she sat down at a table with Putin, and I know that there's a table. I know that there's an image of her having dinner with Putin. I just wish you could just find it immediately.
Evil, scary Putin. Like that's how like they just want to be like when it comes to Hillary and Putin, like, oh no, we cannot talk about that. We cannot talk about Hillary Clinton and Putin. It's all about Trump and Putin and Dr. Jill Stein and Putin and everyone else and Putin, because everyone else is like, you know, part of Russia, because we think that we're Americans and we're gonna censor and silence you because we need you to shut the fuck up and we're better. Like that's how the average social justice warrior Democrat, you know, that just wants to lecture propaganda because they watch fake news.
I am trying to find this picture. Think I've gone too far. But hey, Eric. Oh, please tread on me.
I'm a snake.
Oh, please.
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to go.
Bye, Shirley. We love you.
Okay, bye,
Love
Shirley.
you too.
I'll find
Have
this
a good
picture.
night.
Ooh, I gotta find this. I gotta find this, Eric, before everybody goes. You know, like it's only me and you. I don't see Ebon. God damn it. Why?
David Pacman and his soy and estrogen pills.
I'm gonna look down. I'm just gonna keep going further till I can't go anymore. Ooh, I went too far. I'll find it.
But it was funny that he was on Fox News.
He was that recent? He was?
I think it was. And he went and made a video and bitched about it. That was the funny part. He went and bitched about it.
He went, I'm like, did they pin him on something or something?
No, he actually went and criticized the guys that actually went and fucking talked to him.
Okay, anyway. Here's definite proof that Jill Stein is a Russian agent. Here's Jill Stein. Right over here, type in name. Jill Stein. You see? Oh, no. Jill Stein. There we go. Okay, wait.
But it's really Hillary Clinton. I know that you're just pissing off, those Hillary Clinton people.
It's just it's just what the hell? Ooh.
There's the real Russia collusion.
Oh yeah.
There's the real Russia collusion. Look at Uranium One. I mean, yeah. And people want to go and freaking Trump and Putin, very scary and evil. Ooh, I'm a monster. I'm the Putin monster.
Anyway, that's what he said. Let's just see the rest.
Immediately dismissed the possibility that Russia made any attempts to influence the 2016 election, but immediately started raising millions of dollars for these nebulous recounts that it wasn't even clear whether she could get started because of standing issues. But she raised $7 million from people who wanted the recounts in those few states. It has been about a year and a half. The Stein campaign has not filed an FEC report since September of 2017. It's been almost a year. And the campaign said about a month and a half ago that they have only $932,000.
Do you see my mouse arrow? Do you see how big it's getting? I'm sorry. I'm being too masculine right now. I'm so sorry.
No, it's nothing to worry about. I'm just making fun of David Pacman because I like to make fun of him. While if I'm gonna watch him, I'm gonna make fun of him and say comments Ivory Tower Pacman and the corporate. I'm gonna be corporophobic. Ooh, scary corporophobia because I'm against corporate media. Yeah, he takes the corporate cock in his mouth. Propaganda and how much money?
And here's the thing, Eric. I usually hate the whole toxic masculinity or toxic femininity. I usually hate that.
Stupid. That to me is stupid words, and I like to make fun of them. I'd be with me, since I make fun of Debbie Wasserman Schultz because because she has man in her name and she has toxic masculinity from the lady man. With me, I like to make fun of politicians with that kind of with that kind of speak because it's they come up with the most stupidest words. It's they do come up with like the most stupidest fucking things, but it just makes me laugh because it's like it's so fucking stupid. I'm like, oh my god, you just keep creating new words to describe something. It's like, can't you use actual fucking intelligent words instead of like, you know, all these fucking useless pronouns like z and they and the and like what? It's like, it's like political correctness. They just want to keep adding fucking words and like, you know, distorting and twisting fucking
Eric,
and all this like, useless shit.
Eric, listen to me. My pronouns from this moment on are blue black black blue pa. And if you can't do that, if you can't do that to refer to me, then you're so fucking cisnormative. You know?
Yeah, it's like the whole political correctness thing. It's like they just keep adding shit onto shit. It's like with me, it's like if with me, I would respect anyone that would get like, you know, like a sex change, and I would call them, you know, if it was a man that wanted to become a woman, I would call that person a woman, or if it's a man becoming a woman, I would call that person a woman. Like,
you know, and I just feel like if I start calling people Z, I am legit gonna have to start calling people blue blee blee blue blue blah 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 blah. You know, I do think that, because I just, you know, I know that it's really only sounds you make with your mouth. There's really there's not necessarily a meaning for the alphabet when you really think about it. But I don't know. It's just like,
it's like some like social justice science that, you know, that's like gone beyond mad science.
I just think it's people being unnecessary. You know, like I have no absolute problem in the world. Like calling somebody he, she, it's just a sound I make with my mouth. But I don't want to remember a dictionary full of blue bleep bleep bloop bloop blop and the wah 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 and shakika hookaka and the lafupa. Like, here's a compromise. I will call you Z, but that's the last thing you can do. But I don't think it's gonna be. I think we're legit. Like, I think there's legitimately going to be a dictionary of this. A dictionary.
Oh, that's actually a dictionary that's actually worth a book burning.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm usually
like, oh, let's burn books. Let's burn books. Yeah, like it's like they just want to dumb us down in like society because, you know, they lecture from the ivory tower of moralistic high grounds. Like, it's like I'm getting sick of it. Like, it's like with me, I laugh at it. I just generally just laugh at it, but looking at it at a serious point, like, I mean, these people could be doing something fucking better than this fucking shit.
It's like, and you know, it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna get like hanged on Twitter. It's gonna be a public hanging because I don't know. Maybe my comparisons are just way out there. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's just, you're gonna, like, people are gonna start harassing you. You don't say blue bleep bleep bloop bloop blop after you.
I'll say whatever the fuck I want, but I'm not gonna say, you know.
Yeah, legit, because, you know, you should have the freedom to insult somebody too. Like, if somebody has a problem with with a certain woman and they want to insult that woman, there's like, that's a man. Kind of like the same thing they did with that woman who looked like a guy that Will Ferrell paid, the girl who handled Waco. What's her name? She died. Ooh, the ATF person. That lady. That Reno. Janet
Reno.
Janet Reno.
South Park made fun of her. There was this one episode where she dressed up as like the Easter Bunny.
I know that Will Ferrell did that. You know, there's like Janet Reno.
Yeah, in South Park, they just like it was like I'm trying to remember the episode. It was quintuplets from Romania, and there was like this one part where where Janet Reno is dressed up with the dressed up as the Easter Bunny with like a gun in her hand,
I'm ready to kill children.
No, they were trying to liberate the children, that were in Stan's house. Like they were trying to liberate. Plus, they also talked about they also made fun of protesting because in reality. When South Park goes and makes fun of something, they're usually accurate and right at certain points. But they were totally right 100% on the whole protesting, in like general, because protesting like nowadays, it's not what it used to be. Now it's like protesting and lecturing to take our fucking rights away, and protesting, it's like, oh, let's protest about Trump's pussy comment, or let's protest, how we could lecture, how we could take away guns from people and not and have the wonderful, powerful, and elites to, let's lecture for gun control and treat everyone else like they're fucking peasants. Like, Hollywood is like, oh, there should be gun control. Everyone shouldn't have a gun. And they're fucking armed with fucking guards, and they have fucking guns themselves. They're all fucking lying, lecturing hypocrites. That's why I say, what, fuck Hollywood. They deserve to be boycotted. And, also the elites that should be boycotted, because honestly, they're nothing more than social justice whiners.
Eric,
the elites are the SJWs, basically. And you know what? And they're the ones that are calling for, advocating, oh, let's go and boycott, over, some social pathetic fucking wedge issue, or let's protest, something fucking stupid, that doesn't even make any fucking sense whatsoever. Because, they treat everyone like, they're basically like retarded.
Once your Starbucks cup says Happy Holidays instead of Lou Suddenly. Oh no, that just cropped in my mind. Did you know Alex Jones is a very funny person?
Oh yeah, he is. Lizard people. He should start talking about crab people, because that should be more relevant nowadays. Because the Democratic Party, they're a bunch of fucking weak crab people pussies.
Have you ever?
They're old and crabby, old, irrelevant, out of touch. They're like, it's like Hollywood. They become like crab people. They just want to scare people because they have those pincers. Like, ooh, we're scary.
But Eric, have you watched Waco or Wake Up?
No.
That's younger Alex Jones before he turned into the meme, But it's like he's still like he's screaming at the ATF people, and he just makes a terrible situation so funny. I don't know how. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how. But he does it somehow.
I was doing the whole crab people thing.
I know. I see the crab.
Yeah, that's what Democratic. It's like I actually see them as the crab people. That's like they want you to become like miserable and fucking crabby social justice warriors. Oh, let's whine for more government control and take our rights away. Oh, this word is offensive. This word is offensive. Let's censor people because we just don't agree with it. Because I wish I had like a thing of pearls so I could just like I'm gonna wrap my hands around pearls that get triggered and then clutch them. That's what they act like. It's like it's like they act like they're like fucking nuts. I mean,
it's Twitter, like it's.
And I like Twitter because I could just go and trigger people by sharing Trump's tweets or
Yeah. Listen to me.
Like, okay,
Listen to
this
me.
is gonna trigger people.
Listen to me here. So Twitter. A lot of people on Twitter were attacking me for not say. Okay, I don't care about Trump being an awkward fuck with the Queen. Like the Queen. They do this summoning thing, right? Like you have to like walk halfway to the Queen, and then like I guess stop, and then she's supposed to summon you, I guess, some way, and then he's just like, okay. He's just marching on because he's such an awkward fuck. He's an awkward fuck. But I don't care if the Queen isn't being, given the kiss on the hand and stuff. It's like, but okay, fine. The president can go over there and do that shit. But what I expect in return, here's what I expect in return. Every single foreign leader must kiss the king of kiss the ring of the Burger King.
Kiss the ring of the Burger King.
Yes, the creepy Burger King mascot.
Oh my god!
Like have the foreign leader approach the Burger King, and then have the foreign leader kiss the ring of the Burger King.
But no one should be kissing Clinton's cankles or bowing down to Clinton's cankles. The cankle queen.
I just mean the mascot. I mean the creepy Burger King mascot, because the Burger King has just as much power as the Queen of England anyways. There's also that.
Burger King gives me bad gas.
The Burger King, they have to kiss the ring of the Burger King. And I'm a vegan, and I think this is funny because I would love that. Have Saudi Arabia leaders come over and then, approach the Burger King and kiss the Burger King's ring. I think that'd be nice. I think it would really show the mockery of our country, and I want to see it.
It's like with me, like the whole summit. I mean, I did like the parts where Donald Trump called Jim Acosta like CNN fake news. I mean, that shit was like really funny though. That was like a good highlight, and plus the whole thing with Trump and like the whole Putin. It's like the mainstream media is like really letting its hair on fire and lighting themselves up on fucking fire. I just love their how they have reefer madness. This is big. This is like corporate media madness. Like they gaslight, or I should just call it liberal madness.
I don't know.
Corporate media liberal madness.
Like Eric, I'm still thinking about what Jacob did, man. Like what? I was joking around about it, but like, why do you do that, man? Why do you do that? Like, I'm Jacob from New York, and I'm telling you what to do now. I'm your new boss. I don't give. I'm. You're not dependent on me in any way, Jacob from New York. But I'm coming down over to.
It's like it's like the call to black and just say that. I'm like, I would never say anything like, with me personally, I would never say anything like that, because like it's like with me. I mean, Jacob should have a platform. I mean, it would actually be good for him.
Listen, like, I like how he's challenged me before, but I've never. I don't know.
I mean, for someone that has a lot of subscribers, and did this for many years.
And it's like, whenever fucking Jacob challenges me, it's not my show. It's either James's show or Ebon's show or Ryan's show. You know, that's when Jacob usually, gets up all in arms. He does this, like, and he's always like, you got to do this and you got to do that. No, and that's fine. I like being challenged. I'm never, I'm not scared of being wrong. Lots of people are scared of being wrong. I'm not.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I mean, like with me, at least I'll do my best to make it, to wrong or right. But like, I have to know it's like fully, dead fucking wrong. Like, if it's something that's like uncalled for and dead fucking wrong, okay, you got me on that. But it's like, I'm never being scared to actually being wrong nowadays, because it's like, you know what, people do need to be corrected on certain things. It's like, not like political correctness, because like if it's gonna like, oh, politically correct, oh, this is the improper term, you got to use this term instead because it's going to offend me.
I just sometimes I feel like Jacob's so confrontational, and I like his confrontationalness. So don't take it from me that I don't like it, because I love it. It keeps me rolling, keeps the brain rolling. So, but I just feel like sometimes I could probably just be, I could pick up my drink of water, and then Jacob will be like, "Don't do that. You don't need hydration."
I'm like, it's my body, my right.
I know, but it's like I don't know. He's still, I still think he's good people, but that was kind of.
He should start his own show. I mean, it would. You know what? I think you know what? If people actually like his platform, it would grow. You start out from the beginning, then you can grow. I mean, honestly. I mean, he should be interviewing candidates. I mean, he should be talking to people.
Like that's what he like. Now that's a legitimate critique. He's always showing everybody what they should be doing, but maybe he should start doing it.
Exactly. I mean, I could see him, looking at platforms. I mean, you know what? If he looks at a in my perspective, if I were him, when I would be looking at a platform, I would build my own platform to actually do what I want to do. I mean, he's got good ideas, but he should make his own platform. You know what? And also it would make him create, have him create his own content, and especially getting away from the fucking mainstream media. I mean, that would actually be good. And plus, he would get more people.
Oh yeah, it's just like, I don't know. He needs to. I'll probably even help him. I'm going to start up my own. I'm going to start up my own channel, but I'll start up something for him. He has a Zoom. He can use my thing once I start it up. If I even figure it out, how to start figuring it out. I first have to figure it out, but I don't know, Jacob. Don't be calling Tim Black. don't do that. Don't do that. I'll help you.
But that would have been funny if he actually called up David Packman and did that shit. I mean, he should call David Packman though, because that would actually be really funny, because David Packman actually fucking deserves that kind of shit. And I would actually give him applause on that, because
I take
David Packman, because he deserves David Packman deserves those kind of those kind of calls. Like Jacob should call up David Packman. I think that shit would actually be really funny if he
did. Would be good. And you know what? It's just like, and I don't think Dave could take it either. So that's okay. You see, like, you have to like listen, Jacob. If you are, I'm not sure if you are. You probably would have joined if you were listening, but to get at me. But if you are in some other universe, some other parallel universe, listen, Jacob. You have to take on people you can take on. You're not at that level to take on Tim Black, but you are on the level to fucking tell Tell David Pakman what's up.
Exactly. I mean, I could see David Pakman being so fucking triggered by that. He would try to, you know, because that's what he do is he tries to weasel his way out of it so he won't be so fucking triggered about it.
The fact is, Tim didn't look like a weasel because he has that, like, you know, that preacher thing going on. But, you know, Tim just has that cuck. I mean, no. David just has that. David Pakman just has that cuck thing going on. Sam Cedar
It's
too.
like with David Pakman, like I said, he just lectures propaganda. I'm like he that's all he wants and does. He just fucking lectures. It's like he's so fucking boring. He's like, his propaganda is so fucking boring, and he just fucking lectures it. Like he's like let me lecture. You know, this is going on through my fucking, you know, fucking obscene mind. Let me lecture my propaganda from the ivory tower.
But it's like, once I get the Zoom stuff figured out, yeah, Jacob, I'll try to do that for you. I could even set up the channel for you. You know, I'll do like, he talks about his Facebook group, Total Enlightenment Now. Okay, I'll name his Facebook channel that. I'll give him like some twinkly little stars in his background. You know, all that stuff, if I can figure it out. But yeah, I think that'd be good. I think that'd be good to have Jacob. He likes to challenge people, and that's always a good thing. I'll have to try to find him on Facebook, though. I need to try to find him. Or maybe he'll just call up on one of the shows that I go on right now. Like,
let me take my soy and estrogen. That's for David Pakman.
Has Jacob been on Ebon's for? I don't know.
I believe so. Like, but he was definitely on James' channel.
Yeah, because he's just always, I don't know. Again, I like.
He should create his own channel. I mean, it's like for people that, you know, want to be more aware and shit. I mean, have at it. He should. You know what? Here's the good thing. He should create his own channel. I think it would grow.
Yeah, because again, he is a good speaker. Like, you know, I'll goof on him all I want, but he is good at speaking. You know, he has a point, you know, and he does know how to get it across, and he knows how to, you know, highlight it. Although he goes on forever and forever and forever, still, I think people would like that. Absolutely.
I mean, but here's the one thing. I mean, when he goes on forever, that's actually important information that, you know, needs to get out there. I mean, it's good and bad, but, you know, sometimes, there's more to it than.
Jacob has blasted me out of the water before with some of the things he said. Some of the things he said, it just annoyed me. But some of the things he said, it blasted me out of the water. You know, like, he said some pretty good stuff, and I think he's good people. Just don't be going on Tim Black's.
No, that's like one territory. I was like, it's like, oh shit. Like, I was laughing. It's like, I'm like, oh shit. No shit.
I listen, Eric, I finished my entire pen just listening to Jacob. Like, I sent Amy Kinney, and I know all the black people, and you know, it's you know, it's like, I talk to the black community. I've talked to every single one of them. That's just like, you don't start out like that. Maybe that was the first time Jacob's ever talked to Tim. Maybe. I'm friends with Tim. You know, I talk to him sometimes.
I call it sometimes. Like what was the last time I called in the day before my birthday?
Well, I was there. You know, I was there. You know, and you know, we've kind of talked a little bit on the Facebook, but No, not much. Not too much. I know he's been on Ebon's channel and on James's channel, I guess. Has he? I know he's been on James' channel. Has he been on Ebon's?
I believe so.
Yeah, because I heard some stuff about Tim going on during the feud that I don't necessarily want to talk about. But
I mean, like with me, I don't even talk about any kind of like feuds and shit, because that's like with me when it comes to like, you know, when it comes to honestly with me and feuds, I stay out of it and have, you know, the person, you know, the person and the other person to, you know, settle, you know, settle whatever they need to settle, because like with me, I don't butt in on anyone's, you know, personal issues, because you know, with me, I'm not like that, or you know, don't get involved with it. I mean, if I had something personal, then I would just, you know, I would.
The last time,
tell, because like with me, I have nothing personal, you know, against anyone or anybody, or have any personal feelings or any of that shit. Because like with me, because I don't like with me, because I don't let that get to me, because like, you know, here's one thing I do see: we're all in this together with, you know, independent, you know, media, and just, you know, staying, you know, we have bigger fish to fry, you know, when it comes to like the big evil corporate media. I mean, those are the bigger fish we should be frying.
Well, we should also be frying we should also be frying Cenk Uygur.
oh hell no, because you know they're being paid that, you know, that DNC show money. And
that Kratzenberg.
I mean, they already sold out, like, you know, and it's like, you know, it's like with me, it's like with me, I don't even watch Jimmy Dore anymore. Like, I stopped watching Jimmy Dore like a while ago. I'm like,
it's very hard for me to watch him nowadays too, because he's done.
But he said it himself on. Well, what was that interview? I think it was the Unity for Jay interview, or was it the Jamarl interview? I think it was the Jamarl Thomas interview that he had. That I think, if there's you know, even he said so himself. If there's something that's wrong that he's, you know, saying, then just, you know, don't watch or don't even listen. I mean, but he was absolutely right. I mean, the same thing, you know, he had that thing where he, you know, said this, you know, exact same thing as like Bernie Sanders, who I tell you to vote for, don't vote for that person. Like that's like what it's like. I kind of like took it in that kind of context. I'm like, oh shit, like when it was something like with Jimmy Dore, I just like, I'm like, oh shit, I have to get away from this now.
No, yeah, I don't know. It's just like Bernie. He took a bunch of money from people, and he had everything. All the cards were stacked in his favor, and he has his entire loyalty is to the Democrats. But I'm not gonna necessarily focus too deep on that. But no, it's I don't know. I'm here. I'm here for friendships. Really, I'm not here to.
I am, and plus I like talking.
Yeah,
that's like one thing. I'd be a person in a person with like, you know, a webcam, you know, could just go out and, you know, interact and talk about anything and everything. I mean, that's why I like about the independence of like the independent media, and I truly like that. And you know, you can't interact with corporate media. Oh, on Twitter. Oh, it's trending, and like you're only gonna get like, you know, 1 or 2 likes because, you know, it's like, oh, you have wrong think, or it's like, oh, your opinion is so scary, we should ban you for your opinion. Ooh, scary opinion. Oh, it goes against the establishment, we're so triggered.
But yeah, it's like, you know, I like being challenged, absolutely.
Like mainstream media, they don't like to be challenged because they get triggered with like, oh, it's like, oh, we can't be challenged. We read from a teleprompter. We don't know what to say next because of your words. They're hurting our feelings because it's not on our teleprompter, and we're gonna get triggered.
And you know, that's what I like about Jacob. I legit love that guy. I fucking do. Just, he does challenge me. He's been one of the few people who actually have put me in a position where, but I just, it's all about, I don't know, for me, it's just all about trying to understand where other people are coming from too, for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, sure,
like,
have your own convictions, sure.
Great. I mean, here's one thing. I like the style of I like this format style because here's one thing. You get to know the people, you get to talk to people, and it's great. It's absolutely great, and I love it. And you know what? This is actually this should be like a better age of like media.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of watching the idiot box and being propagated with a bunch of nonsensical bullshit that you're never really going to learn anything from them. They just sit and just entertain. It's like quote unquote entertain, with the freaking like late night like television. I can't stand late night TV at all. All they do is want to lecture how bad Trump is, and and make like fake tears, like, oh, we should cry for gun control because oh, boo-hoo, let's have gun control, enough of the violence.
Like, and for me, I'm not somebody who's too obsessed with weaponry, pretty much like I used to be. I really did. I was into that stuff.
I would just only use it for defense only. I mean,
but listen, like, it's the United States is the fucking like high, like they sell the most. Like we're like the top, we're the top weapons dealer in the world. The government likes to deal weapons. Weapons that are far, far, far more destructive than a measly AR-15. And I love how they do that shit too, though. Like, oh, the AR-15, it's so
scary. Ooh, evil, scary.
But then they mock you. Then they mock the people who want to keep their AR-15. I don't want to take it. They want.
No, I would never want to take anyone's guns away because, like, it's like that's like a warning sign. Like
they like listen.
Anyway, no one should be taking anyone's guns.
And listen, Eric. They start talking about like how dangerous this weapon is, and then
propagated to say that bullshit.
But then they belittle it. Then they start, oh, but you can't take on the government with that.
Well, you know what? Hollywood are a bunch of socialite socialist idiots.
It's in it for me, like, ideology-wise.
You know what? When it comes from Hollywood, it's ideology, not ideology. It's like I don't like most people in Hollywood anyway. There's only like some people I actually like in Hollywood that actually do fucking something. Like, for example, Susan Sarandon. Like, I'm totally cool with her because she has to take a lot of fucking shit though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like they called her, like, this one article called her a privileged idiot. I'm like, she's not a fucking privileged idiot. People like Meryl Streep and George Clooney, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, Rob Reiner, Robert De Niro. Yeah, those are your example of fucking privileged idiots.
Mm-hmm. I love Susan Sarandon and I love Jane Fonda. Those are the two that actually stand up to power. Did you see what Jane Fonda said about Michael Trudeau? It was a while back.
Like, did she like vote for like Hillary Clinton or something?
She said some stuff about, I don't know. Jane Fonda, she's a complicated figure, but she says some good shit, like what she said about Michael Trudeau. Let me show you what Jane Fonda said about Michael Trudeau, just so you can see where I like her.
Where you could like her on certain things, where you could actually disagree with her on certain things as well.
Yeah, and I can do that with a lot of people for the most part, just as long as they're honest actors. And I think Jane Fonda is an honest actor. I think there are Hillary supporters who are honest actors, and there's some who are not. You know, but I don't know who she supported in 2016. I'm not sure. But what you said for Michael Trudeau, then that surprises me.
Because, you know, with me, with Jane Fonda's like, anti-war stance, it's like when if someone voted for Hillary Clinton, want to go up against their own morality on like, war. Because I always think about it on that kind of a stance. I know it's like, kind of like a petty thing to kind of like think about, but here's one thing: I'm strictly anti-war.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just. Okay,
I know I could be a little stickler on that kind of.
So here it is. Surprised she was a Hillary supporter. I don't know, but here.
The reason that I wanted to come here as quickly as I could, when I heard that your Prime Minister, the shining hope at the Paris peace, at the Paris climate talks, who talked so beautifully about needing to meet the requirements of the climate treaty and respect and hold to the treaties with the indigenous people and so forth, and such a heroic stance he took there, and yet he has betrayed every one of the things that he committed to in Paris. I guess the lesson is that we shouldn't be fooled by good-looking liberals, no matter how well-spoken they are. What a disappointment. Trump is no surprise. We know but Trudeau, we all thought, wow, cool guy, right? This is all going to be really good after what you've had up here for a while. What a disappointment. We don't need new pipelines. Not here, not at Standing Rock, nowhere. And so I want to try to use my celebrity, not just here in Canada, but in the United States as well, and anywhere I can possibly go, to lift up this issue so that people, because the only way we're going to stop it is for people, average people, to raise up their voices, put their bodies on the line, and insist that this not go forward.
Good-looking liberals. But then again, I guess Hillary Clinton's not a good-looking liberal. Guess she is.
I mean, she should be. Like, it would have been funny if Jane Fonda would have just called out Hillary Clinton, though, because I mean,
who did Jane Fonda vote for in 2016?
I have no idea. I like
Jane Fonda 2016.
It just makes me curious because of Hollywood and shit. Because a lot of Hollywood people voted for Hillary, like big time. I mean, the thing that like the celebrity that drove me fucking nuts that supported and voted for that fucking cunt was George Clooney. That one I'm like. Like, that one I'm not gonna let go because Trump ain't gonna win. You know what? I really wanted to see his fucking face at on election night. That's one face I really wanted to fucking see.
Okay, Jane Fonda. I feel like I was hit by a truck, frankly. I'm scared as a woman. I have daughters, but who did you vote for? Okay, fucking CNN. Don't allow. Don't want to hear your breaking news.
The breaking fake news.
Oh my God, they have so many ads. I'm just trying to read an article.
Oh, why don't you actually use like an ad blocker? Like,
I wish they have those.
Like a free one. Like there's I use uBlock Origin and I use AdBlock Plus. Like, and those work out so well because, you know, it makes old computers still alive and still running, but without, like, you know, the AdSense and all that other bullshit that, you know, just wants to, you know, waste up your CPU and all that other stupid shit that they will just want to just keep stuffing your fucking computer with. That's why I'm all for ad blocking.
They are trying very hard to make it look like she's a vivid supporter of Hillary Clinton, but I have not seen a quote that says she supports Hillary Clinton. I see her saying Donald Trump's win is dangerous for women, but I see her saying nothing about Hillary Clinton other than she won the majority of votes. But that's not her expressing support for Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
So I can't find it. That is annoying to me.
Like fucking Meryl Streep, that fucking cunt.
Jane
I
Fonda.
can't stand her.
Like Jane Fonda said, okay. I guess she was a supporter of Clinton, or maybe not, I don't know. She says Hillary Clinton will be president, but then again, that's not necessarily support. Maybe I just don't want her image in my mind to be tainted of her, I guess. I don't know. I just don't see where it says she supports Hillary Clinton. I don't. You know, like specifically says that. But she may very well have, but I don't know. I mean, listen.
Here's like one thing. It's like the whole, you know, anti-war, you know, on the, you know, the stance of anti-war. Like that's like something that's like Hillary Clinton is a warmonger, like big time. I mean, look what she fucking did in her Secretary of State and tenure, and she voted for the Iraq War.
Like back to like people like Susan Sarandon though, because like I know that she actually gave Hillary Clinton money, during 2008. Yeah, Susan Sarandon did donate. I think it was $1 million to Hillary Clinton in 2008 during the primary.
That's when Susan Sarandon wasn't aware at the time.
I suppose, yeah, but I don't know.
But now she's way well aware.
Oh yeah,
I can see nowadays.
But I mean, like she did support Nader in 2002, though. I don't know. I don't know. I just think giving $1 million to Hillary Clinton, whatever.
I mean, that's Hollywood for you, Hillywood.
Yeah, maybe $1 million ain't too much for her anyway. I'm not sure. Hi, Eben.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Yvonne.
We haven't seen you.
Yeah, kid's sick, so.
Oh, hope they feel better.
Yeah. I'll probably end it pretty soon, so I need to get some rest because I gotta take care of the kid in the morning.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on, and we could talk more about the celebrity politics one night.
Yeah, and fuck George Clooney. I have my reasons, and I'm gonna have something very exposing.
Yeah.
Ooh, exposing, scary. Ooh, he's probably gonna call me like, oh, that's so wrong, and it's fake news, and support Hillary for 2020 if she's gonna run because I'm a Hollywood Democrat lecturing limousine liberal, and I have my wife, and I have my wife, and I'm George Clooney.
All right, see you guys. Good night.
All right, night. Love you all. Take care.
Bye.